Airbnb, the CEO, the Chief Strategic Officer, and so much more are sell. Yes, they are selling their stock. With recently just Nathan, I can't say his last name, but he just sold 40k of his Class A shares for a whopping $5.3 million. Yes, folks. They are selling like hotcakes. This is a disaster. Well, it's probably a disaster for some shareholders, but for some other people, they'll be going, let's take this money train all the way to the bank. Yes. Well, in today's episode, we're going to talk about Airbnb. Yes. Welcome, guys and gals, back to the channel. In this episode, we're going to do a stock analysis. And if you stay right to the end, I will give you the intrinsic value of this company. So how are we going to do this? We're going to look at the revenue, the net profit, earnings per share, P ratio, market cap, total liabilities versus assets, return on invested capital, and so much more. And then we're going to look just a little bit about the business itself, Airbnb, and what Airbnb and the future lies for Airbnb. And from then, we're going to go all the way to number one. Yes, we're going to finish with the intrinsic value of Airbnb, in my opinion. Let's get to it right here at Barry Charles. Well, here we go. Yes, Airbnb. There's obviously been a few issues of late with the stock getting sold by the CEO and the others, which is not a good look. But can the company actual financials show us something different, that this is a company we need to start buying? Well, let's quickly just give you a little insight into Airbnb. So basically, Airbnb started as a bed and breakfast company with Brian Chesky and a couple of mates who were looking for somewhere to stay, and come up with the idea for functions, for networking functions, and they decided that they would start running their own Airbnb. They found locals in the vicinities of different areas that had houses that were available for rent, and it all started from there, and it just went up and up and up from there, and now it is an $89 billion market cap right here, right now. Can it go to $100 billion and beyond? We will find out. Let's have a look at Airbnb's financials and see if there's some positivity. Obviously, just that Airbnb basically does host just like hotels in a way, just host people, whether it's a bed and breakfast or just a place to stay for the night, and off you go. And it's supposed to be cheaper than going to a hotel, but that has sort of changed recently. You could argue that it's not even cheaper, it's about the same, because there's the revenue, they're trying to make more and more revenue. But predominantly Airbnb also tries to sell other excursions as well. The excursion part of it as well is part of the business, whether it's actually doing the actual travel while you're at the place. They've gone to that sort of market as well. So there's a lot of they've partnered up with the Olympics, trying to generate more people getting interest from old Olympians, taking in either current Olympians or other people coming to watch to learn more experience about how the Olympics run. But let's get to it right here, right now. Let's have a look at revenue. Yes, first off, revenue. $21 billion in 2023 from $12 billion. This is what is projected to be $21 billion. Whoo, that's nothing to sniff at. Net profit, folks, they're just about there. Minus 74 million. 2022 expected around there. It was 6 billion the year before, and 9.5 billion. Interesting to see if they continues, if they go on their way, and they'll be positive in 2024. That is sorry, I'm looking. That's completely false advertising. I was looking at the wrong one there. Sorry. Revenue is 9.6 billion compared to $8.3 billion. The net profit, this is the one that's up 1.8 billion to 5.4 billion dollars. Is what's happening currently. If this comes to fruition, it's an absolute staggering amount of money net profit. They've really gone up and up and up. It's very, very exciting. Earnings per share 8.24, PE ratio of 16.98, a 52-week 52-week range between $100 and $155, and it's at about $140 at the moment, so that's not a bad rate. No dividend as yet, so I can't help you there, folks, with no dividend with this company. Short interest of around 4.6%, so there's a bit of short interest, but nothing major. Total assets was 16 billion 2022, 2023 about 21 billion. But the total liabilities have gone up a couple of million from 12.3 from 10.3 in 2022. The free cash flow, depending on what metrics you look at, but it's about 3.7 billion at the moment, which will cover the long-term debt at the moment. So that's very promising at about 1.99 billion. Hasn't changed much in the last year. Shares outstanding, this is a little concerning as well as the owners selling out of the stock. 640 million shares outstanding, up from even the last 10 months. It's up about 9 million, so that's not good for you as the shareholder as they continue to dilute. But the return on invested capital 89%, off the charts, absolutely staggering. Can they continue the sort of return on invested capital? The stock could be an absolute bargain deal for you. So yes, Airbnb, what do you need from Airbnb to go to? Well, they just got to continue to do what they're doing. If you look at what's happening, the net profit's going up, the revenue's going up. This is a fake news, or is it going to continue to improve? Because at the moment the stock price is not following what's actually happening. So it's an interesting sort of thing. We're going to look at the intrinsic value right here, right now, and see what everyone has to think about the intrinsic value of the stock. I looked at this here. We're looking at around the current price of $1.40. The earnings per share 8.24, which it is currently at 5%. We get intrinsic value of about 158, so about even right here, right now, on a 5% growth. If we jump that growth up to 10% with the same metrics, we're looking at a $244 stock, so up 100 from here. So you could argue it's already value right here, right now. If we push up the earnings per share to 12 and 10 with a 10 growth rate, you're looking at a $356 stock, folks. And then if the earnings per share virtually doubles to 16 with a growth rate of 15%, you're looking at 642. And they would say buy all day, as you would be 4x from where you are currently, if you believe in these metrics are going to go there. How do the metrics go there? Well, they've got to continue to provide more revenue, get more customers, and then continue with the profit. There's going to be an interesting focus on Airbnb going forward. Full exclusion. I don't own the stock. I used to own the stock. The two different periods. I've taken the gains both times, but right here, right now, it's a potential buy, absolute potential buy. Whether the glory days of this year is going to continue, we will find out. But if they do continue, it's an absolute steal deal right now. That's not financial advice. Do your own research before you invest into any stock. But right now, the current metrics is an absolute chance that Airbnb could be something great. That's just a little bit of a stock analysis of Airbnb, where they're at the moment. Yeah, definitely a potential buy, but you got to look at can they continue to move these projections as they know, because there's been a staggering growth this year. Whether they can continue that, and with the company selling off shares, so that's a big concern to me. But anyway, that's the Barry Charles right here, right now. Everything to do with finance from this channel right here now. If you liked the video, remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and have a great day out there.